Hi, I made it in time for another week. So, this is episode 2 of my weekly watch diary, and I have been watching quite a number of things. So, I'll start first with the things I've finished. Number one, my romance scammer. I watched the last episode, and well, as I expected, nothing really surprised me. It was nice, it was cute. So, here are a few of my thoughts. Number one, where are the parents in this series? The parents are so useless. Pie's parents, you could have replaced them with a potato and the plot would have progressed exactly the same. This series had me thinking, wow, sometimes an evil parent, the stereotypical evil parent, is better than whatever these two people are doing. I cannot even imagine a universe where we have the usual bad parent where Tim would be able to scam Pie as easily as he did.
Not just any clown, someone with a crown, and a happy life is guaranteed.
The very first thing they would have done would have been to do a background check to see if anything matches up. It was almost like feeding a baby to the wolves, how easy it was for Tim to catch Pie. He almost had to do no editing of his background, nothing. The guy wasn't even working as an architect. The very basic thing the parent or the grandfather could have done was to run a background check, but they didn't. So, number two, one of the big lessons I've learned from this series, which is especially obvious in this last episode, is you need to make money. Money is key. Because what do you mean you are doing an impromptu wedding?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Only when you have absurd amount of money will you go somewhere and just decide on a whim, just on a whim. We're gonna do this, and then you have the outfit, you have the location, and everything is set, and people come. Something you decide last minute. So yeah, money is king. I also appreciate the makers for making the effort. I mean, they didn't go in as much as I wanted, but they at least made the effort of making Pie a bit reserved regarding Tim after the fallout of everything. So he didn't immediately just go, oh yeah, you scammed me and broke my heart and embarrassed me in front of all these people. I immediately love you again. So they at least showed a little that he was a little reserved. He had his doubts before they started things up. Even after they kind of rekindled the relationship, he was still doubtful. So I appreciate that aspect that was shown of the relationship. And finally, little Mr. Sunshine North, he may not be very smart. In fact, he may not be smart at all. But he has money, so yeah, have money, I guess. The next thing I've finished is Siren's Kiss. I'm not very satisfied with the end, to be honest. It was kind of a disappointment finding out, the real villain, the true villain behind everything. I think it was kind of boring. So for those who haven't watched it, the premise is a female lead Hansora is an auctioneer at this auction house called Royal Auctions, I believe. So she's the main auctioneer in that company, and she has an assistant. She and the assistant are not on good terms at all. They do not like each other. They don't like working with each other. They're kind of rivals, and people kind of know about the fact that they are at loggerheads. So on the night of the, I would say, inciting event that puts everything in motion, this rival, the assistant to Hansora, makes a phone call to our male lead, who is an insurance investigator person. So basically, he investigates people who make insurance claims. She calls this guy and she tells him that she wants to make a report on insurance fraud, and they both agree to meet at Royal Auction House. So he then goes with a police friend of his. They arrive at Royal Auction, and then we see that Cantona's rival, I swear to God, I can't remember her name. Hansela's rival does a Humpty Dumpty, or actually, someone does her a Humpty Dumpty from like way, way up, and she doesn't make it. So, considering the circumstances that she had just made a report, it's very, very suspicious. And then the police and our male lead start investigating. In the course of the investigation, he finds out that Hansora has 3 exes who have all died. And 3 of these exes also signed up for insurance policies, life insurance policies, which they cancelled few like sometime before their death. So she didn't actually benefit from any of the, oh yeah, and she was the beneficiary of the claims, of the insurance claims. Yeah, she was the beneficiary. But sometime before they died, they cancelled the insurance policies, so she didn't actually benefit. But it is kind of he found it suspicious that this happened 3 times to the same woman. So that's basically what Siren's case is, trying to really find out, who the real bad guy is. The romance part of it, I knew it was going to happen. But I did not warm up to our male lead like throughout. He eventually proved himself, capable, and he became nice, and he was going to sacrifice himself for the female lead. But I guess I was just too sour. I was too bitter regarding his initial behavior towards her, that every time I just saw them being romantic, I would just,
ugh, brother, ugh. What's that? What's that, brother?
the pacing of the story kind of slows down towards the last 3 episodes, and all the arrows start pointing towards a certain character. Like, they make it very obvious that it's this character, and you kind of think, okay, maybe it's just a red herring, maybe it's someone else. But then when you find out that it actually is him, I found it very anticlimactic, and I don't know. I'm saying I don't love the ending, but it wasn't that bad. It was okay, I guess. Then Duang With You, which I said I was going to push through.
Oh, really?
I have not watched a single second of that series since when I made that promise last week. I think I need some sort of superhuman push to get me back into that series. I know I'll watch it. Maybe someone should tell me. Maybe I should just like read comments on it and like boost my morale that something good is coming later before I continue watching it, because as it stands,
Nothing.
I have also started and finished The Haunting of Bly Manor. Previously, I've watched The Haunting of Hill House and I really liked it, so I was kind of looking for other shows by the showrunner Mike Flanagan, and I decided to watch The Haunting of Bly Manor next. If I were to compare the 2 series, I do prefer The Haunting of Bly Manor over The Haunting of Hill House, because this one like really got me in the feels. It really hit me in the heart. The theme from the series that really stuck with me is this juxtaposition between love and possession, and how you can see that in the various relationships that exist within the series. So you look at Diane and her behavior towards the children, Diane and her behavior, and Diane and Jamie. You look at Peter and Rebecca, Peter the shithead and Rebecca. You look at Owen and Hannah. You even look at from the past, Viola and her husband, or Viola and her daughter, and you really see this theme of love versus possession come up various times. So take the most, I would say the most toxic of all the relationships, which is between Rebecca and Peter the shithead. This guy, right? I would say the worst thing he did, considering the fact that he said he loves Rebecca, he actually took her to the point of death. He led her there, literally to the point of death, and didn't even have the guts to stay and finish the shitty thing that he was going to do. He then abandoned her to face that death alone. Okay, that's one thing. And then if you look at his stupid genius plan with the children, you realize just how much of an evil asshole this guy is. So if we could just project a little, let's assume that things had gone the way he wanted, so he and Rebecca would have possessed the children. I don't think anyone believes that after possessing these children, these siblings, might I add, that he would have just left them alone and had a platonic relationship with Rebecca for the rest of their lives. Does anyone believe that? Of course he wouldn't. There are so many instances where you can see where Peter is just a complete shithead. You just think, what is the worst possible action a person can take, and that's what he's going to do. His love was just nothing more than possession. The way he treated Rebecca when she was alive, the way he treated her after she died, yeah, that's it. And you compare this to what's her name? Diane. She was Diane, right? If we compare Peter's treatment of his loved ones, meaning Rebecca and the children, with how Diane treats her lover and then the children, the difference is very, very, very clear. Considering the fact that Diane has known these people for a short amount of time, the way she treats them, the children, starting with children, the way she treats them with so much kindness, even with all the sort of very messed up shits that they were doing, especially Miles. If Peter had an iota of a brain cell, well, he's dead, but if Peter weren't the complete shit stain that he was, you're currently inhabiting a child. The very least you could do is at least try to pretend to be a child. If you look at a lot of the creepy shit that Peter does while in Miles's body, if you even remove morality from it, they're just such stupid decisions, because those things are what alerts other people that something is wrong with Miles. If he had not been such a stupid shit stain, maybe people wouldn't have even known his plan until he got it done. But no, he just had to be the creepy idiot that he is. Diane's treatment of Jamie is so heartwarming. It's so lovely. It's so heartrending too. The very last shot of the series with that hand just tells you all you need to know about Diane's character as a person. If you compare that with Peter, the shithead, could you ever imagine Peter? First of all, Peter would never have made that sacrifice, but could you ever imagine Peter coming back and not constantly hounding the person he claims to love? Yeah, exactly. Diane was always there, but the fact that she could show such restraint compared to the stupid, evil decision that Peter made just tells you all you need to know of her character. The same could be said for so many of the other characters on the show. You look at Hannah. Oh, poor Hannah. I swear to God, Peter is such an evil. Oh my God, he went too easily. Lord, he should have been drowned over and over again.
I hope all the bad things in life happen to you and nobody else but you.
So, Bly Manor was a wonderful experience. I think I was more disturbed than scared. I was very scared when I watched Haunting of Hill House, but with this one I was more disturbed, and yes, I was very, very, very sad. From about episode, I think 7, it was just tears and tears and tears. I like Mike Flanagan's way of doing horror, where in so many ways the horror is, humans and human emotions, varied as they may be, and the consequences of some of the actions that people take. And sometimes those consequences don't even directly affect the person who started the shit, but other innocent people just get in the path of that and they bear the brunt of those consequences, and that kind of is the horror of it. I'm going to continue binge watching a lot of his other shows, and maybe when I finish all of them I might do a tier list kind of video on them. I'm really enjoying them too. I'm also enjoying Midnight Mass, which I am currently watching. So I I hope I can finish that before next week. And I'll give updates on that once I'm done with it. I have watched episode 2 and 3 of Perfect Crown. I'm trying to savor the episodes little by little because I'm having so much fun with this one. So with these 2 episodes, we are finally we've started delving into the backstories, and we've started, uncovering the layers of our main lead's characters. So with the male lead, his relationship with his father, his relationship with his now dead older brother, and his relationship with the Dowager Queen. The Dowager Queen is another character I find very, very interesting. I'm hoping that she actually will be the the big boss, the main villain, the main obstacle in the way of, the success of our main leads. I would prefer it not be that her father character. The actor for the what is his name? The evil guy from Alchemy of Souls. I've seen him in sort of like these sort of evil roles, and I'm kind of bored. And besides, with the Dowager Queen, I find her character a lot more interesting. You can see that there is a lot of pride there. And then with the scene in the past with her husband, I wonder what happened there. Did she set the fire, or does she just feel guilt for it? If she was the one that set the fire, why is she trying to project so much of this onto Ian? And then her treatment of her son is also peculiar. It's very, very distant. I mean, she wants him to succeed the throne, but I would imagine the fastest way to do that, or not fastest, maybe a better way to do that would be to protect him, to be there for him. She doesn't really seem like someone he relies on emotionally. She seems very stoic, very dignified, very noble, very full of pride. I'm really enjoying her character. And I hope, because I'm starting to get those vibes, I hope this isn't I liked Ian before, but I couldn't have him, so now I'm going to torture him kind of shit. I really hope not. Then in the case of our female lead, like I predicted, I knew that so much of her, sort of braggadocious, all of her bravado, I kind of guessed that it was a front from being hurt so much growing up that she decided to be like, fuck it. I'm just gonna get what I want, and if people are going to, talk bad about me anyway, I might as well just get what I want. And her father, is an interesting case. I mean, he's not unusual, but he's certainly something to behold. I mean, it's very ironic. If you look at the age of his first son, I'm assuming he cheated on his wife to be able to birth Hiju. So the illegitimate child from your affair comes to your house, and as a result of that, your family kind of falls apart, and you have the guts to be like, you're the cause of this. Would you like to take a guess as to how she came to this earth, and then she was able to come to your house and then cause the despair in your family? Take a good look in the mirror, mister. I really hope he gets his own. I mean, he obviously must have treated her like shit growing up with the obvious favoritism. I'm enjoying her brother character and his wife. They seem like such goofballs. I hope they don't just turn evil for no reason. For now, I think we should just keep them as the happy couple who doesn't really want to work much. They're happy and in love, and just leave them like that. And then I'm guessing the guy who will be the second male lead, the prime minister character. Lord, I can already see the beginnings of second male lead. I would die for you. Why don't you choose me? I mean, I've been with you all this time and I never confessed my feelings, but somehow now that it seems like you're interested in someone else, and that someone else might also be interested in you, I'm not going to moan and cry and trying to find ways to sabotage the relationship. I really hope they don't do that. It seems like they will, but God. I just hope it's not tiring and boring where he becomes this damn, like this damn pimple that won't go away. Even when the lady makes it clear that she's not interested, he just won't fucking go away. I hope he doesn't go that route. And as for the story, I'm enjoying the comedy. I'm enjoying the sort of light. I'm enjoying how light and also serious it is. It's a good balance for now. I hope we don't just go completely into melodramatic land or just remain completely in comedy land. Let's just keep it nice and balanced. Our leads have already started feeling, the stirrings of, feelings, the butterflies have already started a little, and I am excited. I hope it goes well. It's too early to tell, but this might be a good one. I really hope they land this one well. And that is it from my end this week. What's today? What's today? 23rd of April 2026. Bye.